The FBI continues searching for a motive in the deadly New Year's attack in New Orleans.
14 people were killed, dozens others were injured when a truck just drove right through the crowded Bourbon Street. The FBI is calling this an act of terrorism. The suspected driver was Shamsuddin Jabbar, an Army veteran from Texas. He was killed in a shootout with police after the attack, making it difficult to pinpoint an exact motive. However, he touted his support for ISIS on social media. He also had an ISIS flag on the truck.
Notice that they're not talking about the victims because the implement applied does not fit the narrative. Welcome to another installment of Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms, your NRA certification of multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, a big link in the description box below. And if you like channel, like content, what I do, you can support me with a link. Everything's appreciated. And once again, comments on gun-related channels are being scrutinized. So if it disappears, I'm not doing it. If I remove it, I will tell you I did so. Let's talk about this. And of course, I'm going to address now the event that happened in New Orleans on New Year's Eve. And the reason I waited so long is because there is so much information coming out every day that contradicts information that came out at the actual day of the event. It's just overwhelming. First, the FBI comes out and says this was not a terrorist attack.
But Agent Duncan, if you want to have a few words for everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Alethea Duncan. I'm the Assistant Special Agent in charge for FBI New Orleans. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not.
Then the mayor comes out and says this was a terrorist attack.
First of all, we do know that the city of New Orleans was impacted by a terrorist attack. It's all still under investigation.
Then the FBI reverses himself and they say it was a terrorist attack.
The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, which appears to be rented, and we are working to confirm how the subject became in possession of this vehicle. An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations.
First and foremost, let me be very clear about this point. This was an act of terrorism. It was premeditated and an evil act.
Now this person, they're making a big deal out of the fact that he's an American citizen trying to downplay the terrorist aspect of this, when in reality this was a terrorist attack. The man was flying an ISIS flag on the back. He claimed he had already put out videos saying he was radicalized by ISIS.
And he posted several videos to an online platform proclaiming his support for ISIS. There were 5 videos posted on Jabbar's Facebook account, which are time-stamped beginning at 1:29 a.m. and the last at 3:02 a.m. In the first video, Jabbar explains he originally planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the, quote, war between the believers and the disbelievers, end quote. Additionally, he stated he had joined ISIS before this summer. He also provided a will and testament.
So what is the problem with saying this is a terrorist attack? But they want to downplay it because of the method used. And this is where I want to go. 15 people as of today, unfortunately, are on the list of those who were killed that day. 15. We have no names. We have no pictures. We have nothing. I guarantee you, this is what I talk about all the time. And I talk about Marin Sanchez, when I talk about the Pettit family, when I talk about Waukesha, when I talk about Idaho, when I talk about any event where mass loss of life has happened, and they won't talk about it because the implement used does not fit the narrative. Now, this guy did get in a shootout with police and he wounded a couple of them, but they're not really talking about that. Why? Because if they point out, well, this guy used a gun to wound police officers. Yeah, but he used a truck to kill 15 people. And he had explosives in the back that either didn't go off or he did not actually set off. We don't know. But why aren't we seeing the victims? If he'd used a firearm to kill these people, we would have their names, we would have their intimate information, we would have their family members crying on TV. We don't have none of that. Why? Because they weren't killed in a method that would fit a narrative. Biden would be standing in the cameras front and center if a firearm had been used. We'd be hearing him telling you how we need gun control. Where's he at? He said some things. He spoke out about it, but where's he at? Every time there's a firearm used, you get the White House press release, you get the Karine Jean-Pierre telling you about gun control, you get him on TV telling you about gun control and how Congress needs to act. What's the difference here? Loss of life is loss of life. But here, this does not fit the narrative. It just doesn't work. And of course, like I said, there's so much information on this going around. Saying that the truck originally came across the border and passed hands. Then it was rented from an app that allows private people to rent their vehicles to other people. And that's where he got it. He went to an Airbnb.
This, I want to show you, this is taken from a doorbell cam of on a street where the attacker, you see there off to the right with the vehicle that he used in the attack. That is him arriving at and entering an Airbnb that he had rented about 2 miles from the Bourbon Street location where he, according to law enforcement, conducted this terror attack.
Then he goes ahead and commits the crime. But it's shocking that they've downplayed this so badly. There was another event that happened in Las Vegas where a Cybertruck that was once again rented on the same app was detonated outside of Trump Tower in Las Vegas. And Elon Musk and Trump were both present at the building for a party.
Tonight, the motive and final days of Matthew Livelsberger coming into sharper focus.
It ultimately appears to be a tragic case of suicide involving a heavily decorated combat veteran who is struggling with PTSD and other issues.
Authorities laying out an extensive forensic accounting of the scene, explaining how they found his wallet and IDs charred but preserved under debris, displaying notes from his burned-up phone, saying the Army Master Sergeant did not have any grudge against Donald Trump, but with the state of the country.
He says, fellow service members, veterans, and all Americans, time to wake up. We are being led by weak and feckless leadership who only serve to enrich themselves.
Authorities confirming through DNA and matching tattoos the 37-year-old was the one inside the Tesla Cybertruck when it exploded, which they believe happened at the same time he shot himself. They also shared new images of Livelsberger at a Tesla charging station, adding data shows the car was not in self-driving mode. With questions mounting over the timing, the FBI stressing there is no known connection between Livelsberger, the New Orleans suspect, or any other terrorist organization.
I'm not going to get too deep into that, but the interesting aspect, and I'm not saying that there's any real connection or similarity here, but both of them rented the vehicles from the same rideshare app, and both of them were in the military and apparently served in Afghanistan at the same time. Now, I don't know what connection that has. I'm not going to speculate. It's just find it kind of interesting because there's a whole lot of other things going on with this Las Vegas incident that, once again, I'm not going to get into because it's all speculation at this point in time. But I want to bring you back to the focus, and I want you to understand these people do not give a damn about your safety. When they cry gun control, it's not about your safety. We got 15 people dead. Today is January 4th. We have no information on any victim from this attack in New Orleans, this terrorist attack in New Orleans. Not one bit of information on any one of the victims. How fast did we get information on the victims after every shooting? It's not about your safety, people. It's about exploitation of the dead for an agenda. Because these people are not going to be able to sue the truck manufacturer or the rideshare app or anybody else. Okay? That's not going to happen because somebody will laugh them out of court, which should have happened when these people filed suit against the gun manufacturers. But because we have this stigma in the air in this society over this, it's much easier to do so. that's my 2 cents. I really do pray for these victims and their families, because they're going to be forgotten very quickly. You're not going to the White House. You're not going to collect millions of dollars. Nobody's going to care. I hate to tell you that. Your loved ones will be buried, and you will have to move on without the support of those who want to use you for their own agenda. Just saying. Let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace.